Don't you do it as well? Do you know how hard it is going to be to figure it out if you're going buh, buh, buh? Oh, my earplug in my ear is really hurting.
Oh, maybe redo it. You've obviously stuck it in too hard. It's going to bug the hell out of you.
It'll be fine. Come on.
That's the old train station there, the Kingston Flyer. When the train track was...
Kim, the tour guide.
Yeah, that's me.
So apparently the Kingston Flyer, which is this old steam train, which there aren't many left of in New Zealand, I think that's
it there.
That's it there. I think they got together and a load of people bought it for like $3 million. And they're in the process of doing it up.
Yeah, it's a vintage steam train. I love Kingston. Look, it's so pretty. Gorgeous spot. Popular wee spot in summer. People bring their kayaks.
Yeah, people come boating off the front there.
Oh, there's the toilets. I bet we'll be all right, won't we?
I think I'll be all right.
Famous last word.
Oh, well, we've had an epic trip, haven't we?
Oh, wow.
Look at that old car.
It's been really awesome. A lot of building going on here, babe.
Look at that old A-frame.
Oh, it's hideous.
They are hideous, aren't they?
I hate A-frames. Oh, look
Yeah.
at the wheels.
Old steam engine wheels.
Photos, welcome, it said. Cute. Yeah, look at all this. This is all new. This is all being a cafe. No, smell hot chips. Oh.
It is very, very windy today.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're heading back to Wanaka from Te Anau. We thought we'd just film this last bit. It's quite pretty. Yeah, so we had an epic ride to Milford Sound yesterday. That road was amazing, wasn't it?
It was brilliant, that was. Absolutely brilliant. We loved it, didn't we? Nice. Even though it was rainy and pretty frickin' scary, it was still brilliant.
Absolutely awesome day.
Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it.
As we popped out of the Milford Sound, the road was really dry and nice like this.
Yeah, coming back, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing. I'd quite happily go and do it again. I mean, if we can do it when the weather's like this, like clear blue sky, it's amazing.
Yeah, unfortunately when we got to Milford Sound, it was really misty and wet and raining. And
it's to be expected, I think.
Couldn't really get much any footage, could we?
Well, all our gear was sopping wet, our cameras were sopping wet. Anyway, it's all good, it's all good. Well, I'm thinking about it as well. I do post loads and loads of photos and even little snippets of video on Facebook. And you need to go to a Brit, a blonde, a bike on Facebook to actually see that and click follow and like. And then you'll get to see the photos and stuff. Not to be confused with a Brit, a blonde on Facebook. That's just, unfortunately Facebook makes you have a personal account before you can do like an official one. So a Brit, a blonde is just a simple one that I set up in order to have the official account. Yeah. So the official what I need to do is I need to rename the unofficial one so that it's not confusing, because it is admittedly a bit confusing. I didn't think of it at the time. But go to a Brit, a blonde, a bike and have a look at the official Facebook site. There's quite a lot of stuff happening there.
Yeah, videos and photos.
If you want, if you're that way inclined. I mean, the reality is, if you're watching this video, which is the 3rd day of a trip, then it means you're probably fairly interested in what you're seeing. So if you want to see more, go do that. That would be my logic anyway.
Yeah. I love that little video you took of the Kia.
Yeah. What was the tree that the Kia was in? Because I said that this is a iconic Kiwi video, but also the tree was a native as well.
The tui, yeah.
The tui, yeah. What was it? What tree was it sat in?
Kofi.
A Kofi tree. That's right.
The trees that tuis love because of the nectar.
The little yellow flowers. Yeah.
The little yellow flowers, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to attract tuis, get a Kofi tree.
We got a Kofi tree in the back garden, haven't we? Well, next door's got one.
Next door's got one, but it overhangs our fence.
Yeah.
We get loads of tuis in there. It's a nice way to wake up in the morning on the weekend, isn't it? With the tuis.
Yeah, we get more bellbirds than tuis.
Bellbirds and tuis.
Yeah. We don't get many tuis.
The wild birds in the South Island actually, it's quite a few, and they're beautiful.
The Kia is awesome as well. For those of you that watched that second video, the Kia. He was amazing. They're so clever.
They're very, very
They're so clever.
Yeah.
It was hopping down the road. It waited outside the window of the car. It looked up, saw that person wasn't going to feed him. It then turned around, looked over its shoulder to see if there was any oncoming traffic, and then hopped over to the next car. Looked up, no, checked for traffic, next car. It was amazing to watch. Absolutely amazing.
They are
so smart.
They're very naughty as well.
For the English people watching the Kia, the Kia, sorry, I was confused with the tui.
The Chinese people in front of us couldn't believe it, could they?
Yeah, they were all getting out of the car. Anyway, the Kia is a mountain parrot, which is completely unique to New Zealand. I believe it's the only mountain parrot, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an amazing bird actually.
They're beautiful and they're incredibly smart. Yeah. But if you leave your motorbike in certain parts of the South Island where there are mountain Kia, they will absolutely destroy it. And I'm not exaggerating, they will rip every single piece of plastic off your bike. And you'll go and get on your bike in the morning, and it'll be stripped. Yeah. So even in a car, you'll wake up in the morning and you'll have no windscreen wipers.
No, and like the roof racks and all that.
The roof racks, everything. They strip it. They just like destroying things. Little bastards.
They are very naughty.
They're very naughty. Very, very naughty.
But if you go to Arthur's Pass as well, there's loads up there as well as you come at the top of the pass.
Yeah, when we do the trip this year, we'll go to Arthur's Pass and we'll actually stop and we'll get some footage of the Kias at the top there, because there's always loads there.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget when we did Arthur's Pass one year with the kids in the car, and there was a bunch of workmen there, and they parked up their vehicle and they went inside to get a coffee. And we all just sat there and we watched these Kias, and they jumped through the window, they grabbed the lunches of these workers, and then they proceeded to throw out all the apples, all the sandwiches, and then just destroy everything. They just destroyed it.
They were eating all the
apples.
They
were eating all the apples, yeah. They're really smart and really naughty.
Yeah, but that makes them very lovable.
Yeah.
Sounds like you guys.
Minus the smart. Yeah.
Ooh, tight around here.
It's not the tightness that worries me, it's this road look. Look how blooming gravelly it is. Oh wow, isn't it beautiful? So this is the Kingston to Queenstown, which we did video on the way, but coming back this way is spectacular. And we'll get a bit of footage going up to the Crown Range as well, which is also just awesome.
don't think we've filmed that bit yet, so that will be good. Yeah.
I don't think we've ever filmed going up the Crown Range from the
From the other
Queenstown.
side.
Yeah. It's usually because we've run out of battery by the time we get there.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah.
But Tom figured out the problem with the GoPro 7, thank goodness. I mean, with the card.
The card, yeah, fix the card
We
issue.
formatted it, so we've now got the GoPro 7 going again, which is on my head.
Yeah. Hold on tight, baby.
You take it steady, please. Always get carried away in a twisty.
Yeah, all in all, an absolutely brilliant weekend, and for those of you that have watched it, thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed it too.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, isn't this road
Wow.
just amazing? This is very busy, really, for New Zealand. This road. This is the tourist route from Queenstown to all the stuff in the right down in the south. So
Down now and down to Invercargill
Yeah.
and
that
Catlin.
plus this is the it's Labour weekend, so it's one of the busiest weekends of the year. So we have actually passed quite a few police. There's Queenstown, look.
Yeah.
Right there.
And like our ride on Friday was quite dark, so I'm really stoked that it's sunny today.
Yeah, yeah. The other thing as well is you talk about there's not many motorbikers. I mean, Queenstown actually has a really good motorbike club. Quite a lot of people. Wanaka not so much. It's not many people in it really, is there? But most Kiwi motorbikers are off-roaders.
A lot of off-roaders.
Yeah, most are. I'd say 70% of Kiwi motorbikers are dirt bikers. And that, I mean, it makes sense. Look around you. Why would you waste your time on the roads? Because the dirt biking is absolutely incredible here. You can go for days and days and days and not see anybody.
But not only that, like the off-road, not dirt biking, but the off-roading is very popular.
Yeah, the dirt road riding, like the trails.
Yeah. Like
up and over the mountains.
Yeah.
Not so much GSs. They have like KTM 690s.
Oh wow, that's so cool. Those bikes, aren't they?
Yeah, I do like them.
Love KTM.
I do like KTM, yeah.
Very cool looking bike. They are the shit.
You're talking about the big one that Dickie's got.
Yeah.
I was talking about the 690, which is Andy's old bike. They're great because they kind of do they do everything. You can go on the roads, you can go off-road.
Yes, yeah, but he's got a tiny fuel tank.
Yeah, but they all have fuel tanks. Like you can extend them so that they're bigger.
Okay. I like KTMs as a rule. I think they're all really cool bikes. Like the off-road ones, the sports bike, the adventure tourers.
To be honest, there's only one other bike that I would ever consider changing this one for.
Falcon one.
No, the KTM GT you're talking about. I don't think so, no. Not that one.
That's a full-on sports bike, isn't it? Falcon one.
The only other bike I would consider is the Ducati Multistrada. Yeah. Simply because it's a little bit lighter and it's basically the same as this bike, but it has a different engine. So instead of screaming, it's tuk 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 tuk. So I kind of get the appeal of that. This isn't really reaching peak power until it's screaming. And let's be honest, it's not screaming that often.
Well, you're not allowed to, though.
Well, you can't. I mean, it's really only screaming when it's going above 150 kilometres an hour, which by that time I've lost my licence.
Yes.
Whereas the Ducati Multistrada, because it has that torque, the dug dug dug, it pulls nicer at lower speeds.
And it's lighter.
It's a little bit lighter, not much, a little bit.
Do you reckon it could handle the luggage though, as well as the
Yes, it can. It's basically the same bike, baby. It's the same suspension, same brakes,
Really?
same geometry. It's very, very similar.
It's a bit more expensive.
It's a bit more expensive because it's Italian. So you're swapping German
With Italian.
engineering with Italian, and we all know how that goes. So
This bike is amazing.
this
and you
bike is
ride it really
amazing.
well.
Yeah, to be honest, there's no way that we would financially ever sell this bike and go and buy a Multistrada.
I don't think so.
No, it's just, it would be a waste of
It would be a waste
it'd be a
of
waste
time.
of money. Yeah. But I do like that there is a new Multistrada that they've just bought out called the, oh gosh, what's it called? It could be the Pines Peak. What's that track in America that they rave on about, the hill climb? Pines Peak or something like that. They've just done a Multistrada one, special edition. It is absolutely gorgeous.
Is it?
Yeah, it's amazing. But it's crazy expensive. So yeah, that's I'm happy with this, babe. We're good.
Yeah, I think we're good. It's just awesome touring bike, isn't it?
Yeah.
For New Zealand roads.
For all roads. You see, Richie's at the motorbike show. That's pretty amazing, really. I guess manufacturers are starting to realise that.
It's a good selling point, isn't
Well, how do manufacturers advertise their products to enthusiasts at the moment?
it? Well, look, I'd just like to say that we are happy to wear your gear and promote your helmets and, you know, your boots and your...
Yeah, Kim
Whatever
says
else.
that. Kim says. Anyway, my point is, right now, the only real way that biking manufacturers or gear manufacturers can show off their products to potential buyers is magazines, and that's traditionally always been the way. Is
TV.
magazines? No, it's not. There's no motorbike stuff on TV.
YouTube.
So yeah, I mean, what's happened is YouTube has basically overtaken TV,
Yeah.
and manufacturers are starting to realise that people who are into motorbikes like to watch other people on motorbikes on YouTube.
There you go.
So they're realising that's the way to do it, which is, I think it's great. I think it's good to have industry behind these creative people on YouTube.
Absolutely.
People like Rich Vida who, you know, put out great videos. They should be the ones wearing the gear and testing it out and giving their opinions. And
Yeah, well,
not-
exactly, because he does a lot of riding, so, you know.
the reason I stopped buying motorbike magazines years ago is every magazine each month says exactly the same thing.
Yeah, true.
This is a new bike, it's the best bike they've ever made, it's amazing, you need to buy one. Next month, this is the best bike you've ever seen, it's amazing, you need to buy one. Next month, and it's just the same thing every frickin' month, every magazine.
It's like that with mountain bikes as well.
Mountain bikes is the same. The difference is mountain bikes gets TV time. You know, it's quite a popular sport.
Yeah, and I think people like to see stuff live as opposed to looking at pictures in a magazine.
Well, there's that aspect, but my point is that people
All the same
don't.
information.
Well, people don't buy the magazines anymore because it's driven by journalists who are paid by the companies. Do you know what I mean? That's how they make a living. So the journalist is like, right, I need to make a living out of this. The best way I'm going to make a living out of this is to say how amazing this bike is. And that way I get to keep my job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas the YouTubing community is completely different. If it's a shit product,
It's honest.
they'll say, this product is shit, don't buy it.
Or it's like, these are the good things, these are the bad things. And it's completely honest. Most of the
Well,
time.
it's not completely honest.
No.
No.
A lot of it is, though. Because people, they realise people really want to know. Mind you, it's the same thing. They still need to say good things about it in order to...
Well, there's two types of YouTubing or YouTubers.
Otherwise, they won't get them to do it.
Well, there's the YouTubers that are just like Bob the Builder, who just do this as a hobby. And then there are the official ones. Like, even though I do love Moto Geo, he's blatantly fully sponsored.
Oh, yeah.
So
Sure.
most of his videos are, this is awesome, you know, blah, blah, blah. But you'll never hear him say, this is shit.
Yeah, because nobody
you
will
know
get
what
him
I
to
mean?
do it anymore.
It's probably because he's such a nice guy, he would never say that, but yeah.
Moto Geo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's also hot.
Yeah, all right, thanks for that. Even I'll admit he's hot.
Yeah. He even looks hot when he's eating. Like,
Yeah, he's
come
just
on.
one of them guys that's just freaking
Naturally
cool. He's just cool, yeah.
Yeah, really annoyingly.
Annoyingly, yeah.
In Tom's eyes, it's like, damn him.
He's exactly the same age as me and he looks like 15 years younger. Bastard.
Yeah, but he doesn't slog his guts out on a roof for them
That's
every
true.
day, does he? In harsh conditions.
I think he's an ex-racer. I'm pretty sure he's quite a big deal.
Yeah.
Anyway, we digress. Yeah. The point is, it is good to see the industry.
Industry.
It's good to see them actually. Oh, these people are going to cross. It's good to see that. It's good to see them back in real people. Don't you reckon?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you need to stop at the BP?
Instead of frickin' journalists.
Agreed.
I don't particularly need to stop. However, I'm going to pull over and just check the lenses.
That's probably wise. What about toilet stop?
I don't need a toilet.
Wow. Amazing. Oh, my helmet's starting to get a bit squishy again.
Mine is too, yeah. My ears are hurting.
Hey.
It's not surprising after 3. Come on.
You're just checking out the bike, babe.
Yeah, no, just don't bother checking my bike out. Just get the frick out of the way. I'm just going to pull in here.
Oh.
Just have a look. You don't need to do anything.
It's fine.
So look at yours. Yours is fine too. Okay, happy?
Yep.
Look, the bees have crucified a beekeeper. Did you see it?
I know, someone's got a sense of humour.
Have a massive problem in this country with so Manuka honey
It's like gold.
it's $100 million a year, or is it billion? No, it's $100 million a year industry in New Zealand, Manuka honey. Each pot of Manuka can cost hundreds of dollars just for.
Oh, there's the Kmart. Sorry to interrupt right there.
Yeah, okay. And because of the fact that it's worth more than gold, ooh, I love leaning this bike over. On roads like this, nice clean, nice, yeah, smooth. They get robbed. The hives get robbed.
Yeah.
a lot.
Hmm.
It's a real problem, isn't it?
Yeah. It's terrible.
It is terrible.
You know, this is people's livelihood, you know, and it's
Well,
just,
plus the bees, you know, they knock over the beehives,
oh,
and
God, I know. It's
they
terrible.
kill them all, and it's just awful.
Just terrible, yeah. Anyway.
Anyway,
But New Zealand Manuka honey is just amazing. It's actually medicinal. It has
well,
lots
yeah,
of
that's why
fantastic
it's
properties.
worth so much.
You know, like some of the jars are worth $100 a jar.
No, they're worth more than that. You could pay $300 a jar.
It's just amazing stuff.
I've never had it. My uncle is a beekeeper in Italy,
Oh, he makes it amazing.
and I
honey.
grew up every summer going to Italy to work for my uncle on the beehives.
Chapadigi.
Jabadiji.
Avocado. And when he makes his face mask.
Oh.
Actually, in his eye. Oh my God, he's genius.
If you haven't watched People Just Do Nothing on Netflix,
So funny.
you need to watch it. It's genius.
Right from the beginning, and stick with it because it is
Stick
so
with it, it just gets
funny.
better and better. It's called People Just Do Nothing.
It's genius.
Americans won't get it at all,
No.
but English people watching, it's genius.
It's kind of done like a spoof doco, like a documentary. but
It's a they
spoof.
call them mockumentaries.
Yeah.
Look at that dirt jump there. That's a dirt jump for dirt bikers. You see it?
Yeah. Concentrate on the road.
That's a
though.
monster.
And no, you're not getting a dirt bike.
I'd love a dirt bike.
Well, that's all out of your head.
Anyway, yeah, I reckon People Just Do Nothing is the best thing I've watched on Netflix so far.
Oh, for a long
That
time.
and the OA. I loved the OA. Did you see? It was a woman, wasn't it?
Might have been, yeah.
Yeah. That just, everything I just said, there you go, I'm wrong. And this guy here, driving sensibly, is a man. Anyway, we've got very little else to say, have we, babe?
Not really. Sorry, I'm feeling a bit tired.
You're getting tired. The coffee's wearing off.
Yeah. My head's hurting a bit,
Ah.
and I'm thirsty.
Well, we have to ask people, Kim needs a new helmet. What do you recommend? She's got a little round face. So you've got to suggest little round helmets. I know Alry. Alry do. Well, it's a fact. Like, I can only wear HJCs, right? Because I have a long face. They're the only helmets that fit me.
So basically, you're looking for a basketball-shaped helmet, are we?
Exactly, like a moon face helmet.
Give a little cheeks in there.
Exactly. You have got a little round face.
Yeah.
In a nice way. I'm
Yeah,
sure Alry, they do little round helmets, but they do Alry. I think they're Japanese,
All right.
but they're very expensive.
Ah.
I think you had a Shoei before.
I had a Shoei, yeah. I
Did
did like
that-
my Shoei.
Did that used to fit you nice?
Yeah, I did quite like my Shoei. I mean, I love this helmet probably more for the design than anything.
Well, the AGV. I mean that. I don't know. That's the K3. The K5 you tried on, and it was just huge on you, wasn't
Yes,
it?
enormous.
You could literally fit your fist in the gap between your. You have such a small head,
But it's just round. And
just round and small.
my little cheeks sticking out. Gotta get my cheeks in. Yes, I mean, I'll just have to bear it on the trip this Christmas, I suppose. can't really afford to get a helmet.
Uh,
It's alright, I can put up with it.
well, no, you shouldn't have to put up with it. There's nothing worse than a helmet that's too small. It is time that we did something about it. We just, yeah, recommend us a helmet, guys, that's a good one. It's time Kim had a decent helmet. That K3, that's like $100 helmet, as cheap as chips. It does look really cool, but they're not. It's not a particularly good quality helmet.
Maybe carbon fibre?
You're not getting a frickin' I'm getting a carbon fibre helmet before you do.
Is it shark? Carbon fibre? Like Richie?
Yeah, Richie's Shark is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
I've never tried Shark on, to be honest. I don't know how they fit. You might find it fits you perfect.
Yeah, just need to find somebody that's got a good range of helmets, but...
Unfortunately in New Zealand that's going to be tough. There is the shop in Christchurch that we're going to go to over Christmas, so you could try a few on, but the chances of them having a small is pretty slim.
True. We have to go and get a new back tyre.
We're probably going to need to get a new back tyre for sure, but that we'll see. What I want to do is while they're fitting the back tyre, is arrange for us to
try a GS out.
Try a GS. Not that we would consider buying a GS, just for the record, folks. I love GSs, they're amazing. I wouldn't swap this bike for a GS, to be honest. But I've always been fascinated to feel how they ride because of the Boxer engine and the fact that everybody reckons that they're the best bike. You know, I am interested to see what they ride like. I imagine they ride very well.
Yeah, I'd be interested too, because I mean, we did look at the GS, but we decided it was too big.
It's too big, too heavy, and too expensive.
Quite fit for purpose, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like, we took this around the block and we were like, that's it, we're buying it.
Yeah, this is much sportier than the GS.
Yeah, it's very you.
The grin factor in this one is much better.
Yeah, I think you ride this bike really well because you've always had sports bike, and it is a
Yeah,
sporter.
and I've always had a straight four engine Screamer rather than a twin. Just going to overtake this guy.
Oh, seeing that babbling rock makes me so thirsty.
Are you thirsty?
Yeah, really thirsty. Wow, what a day.
This is pretty epic, isn't it?
Epic.
Yeah, on a not bank holiday weekend, this is a good motorbike road for sure. Out of all the bike roads though, this is
dangerous.
It's one of the more dangerous ones, that's for sure.
Yeah, there's lots of blind spots and stuff.
It's not even the blind spots, it's the fact that it's 100 km/h speed limit.
Should not be.
And it shouldn't be, and what you get is people in four-wheel drive trucks hooning through here.
Like that?
Like that, yeah. And they're often on the wrong side of the road.
Yeah, and also tourists think they've got to go that fast, so they're pushing themselves to the limit when they're
Well,
tired.
in the news the other day, I mean, admittedly it was on the motorway, but a woman got a ticket for going 85 km/h on the motorway. But
Why, because it's too slow?
Too slow.
What, here?
No, in Auckland. And I get it, you know, that's 15 kilometres below the speed limit. However, it's only 15 kilometres below the speed limit on the motorway in Auckland, the busiest motorway in the country. It seems a bit, I don't know whether I agree with it.
I think that's a bit ridiculous. I mean, if it was 70, yeah, sure.
There's lots of shit in this country going on at the moment that I'm not very happy about. There was A guy the other day was sat eating his packed lunch up at Cadrona ski field, and they called the police because you're not allowed to eat your own packed lunch at the cafe.
Oh, how bloody
I know,
ridiculous.
absolutely ridiculous.
Well, it's like when we went to Milford Sounds, all the tables and chairs
Every
inside,
single table and chair said for,
no outside food.
no
I mean,
outside food.
you had to buy all their food there.
I was going to tell him I don't eat my food outside, I eat it inside.
But I thought that it was raining, so Tom and I had to...
It was raining, there's no canopy to stand and eat your own food. They're bastards, they're bastards because of the... Well, they're bastards to locals because it is purely set up for tourists.
Yeah, for sure.
100% for tourists.
And I get it, you know.
I get it too, yeah, they need the money, but why'd you got to be a prick about it?
Oh,
Never used to be like that. That's a recent thing.
it's a recent thing. I mean, you used to be able to eat your food inside. I mean, how...
You used to be able to do what you want. You used to be able to go up the Rob Roy Glacier with your ice axe and crampons because it's national park. It's open to everybody. And then now they've had to shut it all off because tourists keep coming and doing it and killing themselves when they're going up there with a shorts and t-shirt and a pair of sneakers on. And they've ruined it for everybody.
Is it like the Fox or the...
Yeah,
French
both of
version?
them. You used to be able to go up both of them.
Well, and they do stupid things like they go and stand in the mouth of the bloody glacier and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then it drops on their heads.
Like, hello? What do you think?
Anyway, we've had some pretty good ranting today, babe.
Not me, really.
I'm in a ranting mood. I'm gonna
Well.
rant. Or, as our daughter says, rint.
I know. Be careful, I don't like these two cars.
Okay.
Please.
Okay.
Oh. Such an amazing day. I'm actually quite excited to get home. Hey.
I'm excited to get home too.
Cup of tea. Oh,
I'm very much looking forward to a cup of tea.
ugh. God, I wish I would do that when we come back.
That's fine, babe. Just chill out. I think Tubbs needs a cup of tea, don't you, babe? I like them twisties through there.
I know.